Previously on Jack's Spade Files. Susan and Jack visit Emily at Club 34. Susan is overwhelmed by grief and emotion and flees for home, while Jack stays the course to investigate Emily. But can he trust her? And now, the thrilling conclusion. I regained consciousness in a dark room. Sunlight streamed in through some half-opened blinds covering the only window. These things were to be expected now that I was a detective. I sat up from the bed I had been laying on. There weren't any restraints, like rope or handcuffs keeping me down, but I noticed that my clothes had been ruffled and semi-removed. This must be Emily's place, I thought to myself. I stood up from the bed and started to look for the rest of my clothes. I picked up my hat from one of the bedposts, and as I placed it on my head, Emily walked into the room. She was wearing a lavish bathrobe and, from the looks of it, nothing else underneath. "What happened last night?" I asked. "Did you drug me?" Emily said nothing, only looked at me and walked further into the room. Her hands went to her bathrobe sash and pulled. Her garment fell to the floor with a soft rustle. She was naked. "I know I'm naked," said Emily, placing her hands on my arms. I need to stop saying that exact sentence out loud every time, I thought. "Are you trying to seduce me?" I asked. Emily didn't reply yet again, and pushed me backwards, causing me to fall back into sitting position on the bed. "Do you have protection?" asked Emily. "I left my handgun at home," I said. Emily smiled and shook her head. "No matter," she said, and reached over to her nightstand. She opened the drawer, and pulled a condom out. "I always come prepared," she said. "Then your question to me was redundant," I said, but before I could retort further, Emily and I had sex. "Were what?" I said, sitting up in confusion. "How did that? Oh my gosh, wow. Good for you too?" asked Emily, standing up and walking to the bathroom. "Well, I mean, I couldn't finish because Emily shut the door behind her and I could hear the sound of running water start. Must be taking a shower, I thought. This was my time to make a hasty getaway. I rummaged through her apartment to find paper and a pen to leave her a note. "Dear Emily, if you're reading this, it means I've left." And the bathroom door opened and Emily stood looking at me. "Ah crap," I said, crumpling the note and tossing it behind me. "Well, there goes that. Were you going to leave?" asked Emily. A look of forlorn sadness crept over her face. It was a look I had seen once before, in a bathroom stall that had a mirror in it. "Look," I said, standing and placing my hands on Emily's chest, "there's no need to be upset. I mean, you have breasts. That's cause for celebration." "You don't understand," said Emily, turning away and causing my hands to slide off of her jahoobies. "I can't ever seem to make a man stay. They all leave. That's probably because you freaking drug them and practically rape them, you weird woman. By the way, rape isn't funny and shouldn't be joked about. Please consider the impact it has on people's lives before discussing it in a public forum. Thanks." "You're right," said Emily, turning back to me and staring me deep in the face. "My life is a lie. Everything I know is false. No one can be trusted. Just then, before I could muster a reply, a gunshot rang out, and I saw the window shatter and the blinds rustle and tear in the corner of my vision. In the center of my vision, Emily's head exploded. "Oh damn!" I yelled, and fell back in surprise. "By golly!" yelled Sirprize, "I can't believe that just happened." "I know, sir," I said, catching my balance and shaking the hand of the gentleman who just saved me from a tragic death. "Your courage won't go unrewarded." "Thanks, dude," said Sirprize, who then left. I knelt down and examined what was left of Emily's head. It was all over the place. She would have been in the midst of a terrible migraine if she were still alive. "That was a horrible joke," said Sirprize. "I thought you were leaving," I said. "On my way out," he said. I kept low to the ground, and made my way over to the window that the gunshot came through. The glass had disintegrated, and a large hole had been blown through the blinds. I peered out cautiously, and saw no one with my sharp detective eyes. Must have been a drive-by. And using this vague theory of what had happened, I deemed myself safe from further harm, and stood up. Time to search Emily's home for clues to the puzzle crime mystery whodunit Hardy Boys Nancy Drew Sherlock Holmes Orient Express. It never ends. Oh God help me. Transition please. Emily's apartment was small, but full of all kinds of stuff. She had a TV that rested not on a TV stand, but on a mermaid statue. She had a row of books on her bookshelf that were clearly all the same book. I examined them closer. The Minimalist's Lifestyle, How to Save Space and Cut Costs. I moved to the corner of her living room where a small desk sat. Sitting right in the middle amidst an array of papers and notes was a rainbow-colored box. "What the hell is this?" I asked, reaching down to open the box. Lifting the lid revealed a small key ring with 5 keys on it. What is such an interesting item doing in such a gay box? I wondered to myself. I put the keyring in my inventory and saved my game in the second save slot. I named the save, Hooker Dead Got Keys. I then left Emily's apartment. I couldn't remember if I left any personal belongings or fingerprints, but I'm sure it was alright. I walked down the street to a payphone. Picking up the receiver, I quickly punched the number keys. "Hello," said a female voice. "Susan," I said, "it's Jack Spade. How did you get my number?" she asked. "Great question," I said, "but hey, some crazy stuff just went down and I need to talk to you. Want to meet up somewhere?" "I suppose," she said, "I know just the place."